What's up, guys? Creighton here from LogicLounge.com. I know I'm recording this video a little bit late because you can kind of see behind me that it's nighttime now. But I wanted to do this video because I finally got the Windows 8 developer preview downloaded. So I wanted to run you guys through and review Windows 8. This is just the developer preview, so nothing is set in stone, nothing is perfect, but this is what we have right now. Right now, as you can see, I've installed it under the basic settings, and right now it's actually asking me to set up Windows 8. So first off, I'm going to come up here and it asks me to personalizing it, so I'm just going to call it Creighton's computer. Or it's going to be Creighton comp, because I can't have a character that long. Next, going under settings, you can choose any directions because it's just a developer preview. I assume this is also going to be how the setup is going to be when you actually install it. So I'm just going to use Express Settings because usually that's going to get you right on what you want to go. Now we can choose to sign up for Windows Live email address. And I have one, so I might be able to go like this. PodNoRobot.com. Sweet. Okay, and so this is basically like cloud, where I can sign in with my Windows Live ID, and I'll be able to sync all of my data over. I can enter a mail, and I don't want to. I'll use an alternate email address. How about that? I use the ones that I tell you guys all the time. Creighton@logiclounge.com. So now I have my stuff set up, and now I'm getting ready for my developer preview. So it's getting everything ready, and it's finalizing all my settings. Windows 8 is definitely going to be an awesome operating system. It's nothing what you might think with having Windows Vista before Windows 7. Windows is actually making progressively better. Right now with Windows 8, even in the developer preview, we can see a lot of unifying things coming into play here. There's been a lot of projections that after Windows 8, the version after Windows 8 is actually going to be the all-inclusive operating system, which means it can be run on a tablet, it can be run on a notebook or a netbook, and it doesn't really have to have different versions for different things to do. So it's still preparing my virtual machine here. I didn't elect to actually put it on to one of my computers that I have. I'm just going to run it in a virtual machine here. I did opt to get it with all the developer tools so I can play around with it and see what it's like. Right now, just looking at this interface right now, it looks a lot like Windows Phone 7 with all of their features. And it does also look a lot like Mango too. So they have a lot of things going from them right now. Overall, though, it looks nice from what I've seen through the setup. I did watch the keynote today. I'm calling it today because it's about it's like 10:40, so it's still today. They're doing it, so it looks like it's still preparing. And right now, I might pause the video and then I'll come back after it's done recording. We'll see though. Oh, there we go, right as I said it. So here's the start of the Windows 8 developer preview. Again, it looks a lot like Windows Phone 7. We can go to our desktop here, so it'll actually load up our desktop. We can see here the start button actually brings us to whatever this is. And from here we can open up Windows Explorer. And you can kind of see Windows Explorer is getting this ribbon at the top, which you've seen in a lot of Microsoft Office. So we can look around, you can share folders, or you can change how you view it, change how your navigation pane is. This is just the Explorer, so there's a lot of things to do. You can open up Command Prompt, open up a new window, you can play with all that fun stuff. Go back in here. We also have Internet Explorer. Not sure if they're going to have anything different with Windows Internet Explorer. I think it's trying to load up. You can see here. Might be taking a while. This is a developer preview again, so there's going to bound be some bugs. So we're actually going to go into control panel right now, where you can personalize what it looks like. You can personalize your lock screen and your user tile. So you can see there's a little mountain background, or I can have that type of background. Or you can add yours in. You can also have lock screen notifications. So apparently on your lock screen you can add widget notifications. So going back, I'm just using my arrow keys here. Wireless, you have a lot of wireless settings. Going back here, you can set up notifications, so you can see what notifications are being sent to you and what has priority. Also looking at privacy, you can turn off and on application locations in your history, how long you can keep history, time zone. It's a very unifying interface. It's definitely different from Windows 7. You can sync PC settings, so if you have if you have another PC, you can sync settings across from them. And you can also see different devices, so you can add devices. I'm not sure if there's any there. Home groups, so you can create home groups and do a lot of data that way. Windows updates, and even more settings. And when you click on even more settings, you get your usual window looking thing that looks sort of new. It does have a I don't know how to put this, a softer feel to it. It has a more low distorted feel to it. Still trying to open up Internet Explorer. Not sure why it's not opening up. But I can drag it here, so I could put it in between right there. So Store isn't working, Internet Explorer. I can right-click on these, and there's actually advanced settings. So I can actually run, open the location, or unpin it. So actually, let's go in here and go, So maybe they don't have the new version of Internet Explorer running. It looks like you can actually have social things, so you can actually tweet directly from your computer. You can also view stocks and weather. This is more of a tablet, I believe, looking feel to it. You can see here I'm moving on. There's other applications here, such as Visual Studio Express, Blend, Debugger. There's a whole bunch of applications. Let's see if anything works. It's being difficult. So it looks like this is more for like tablet usage right now is what I'm feeling. Let me see what I can do. What can I open up? This is interesting with a new, with something new like this, there's always going to be some sort of hiccups here. Now I got Internet Explorer to open up. So I guess it really doesn't like that interface. So you can see I have Internet Explorer running here. Let me see applications-wise if I can open anything up. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm using the side clicker buttons, and apparently you can change how the windows are looked. So you can do like a half, or the other half, or back to full. So that was pretty interesting. I just found everything just works when you click on different things. So let's go into something else. Again, today when they were doing the platform preview, they showed off these tablets that all the developers got. So this is more geared towards the tablet user, in which this is not a tablet. So I think that might be all I can show you. Let me see here. I guess we're going to judge screen resolution. So you can see it a little bit better, because that's one thing that gets on my nerves when you have those small screens. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. Oh, there we go. Now I got to open up something. So now we can go into the weather. I am not in Anaheim, California, unfortunately. So let me see if I can change that. You can easily right-click on it, and let's use current city. So now it's actually using my location data, and it's actually going to look for my current city. Again, you can go and change that in the settings, so you can turn that off. So it apparently was unaware to find my city, so I think I can come here and say add city, and I can just do Seattle, Washington. So here's Seattle, Washington's weather right now. You can see that it's 69 degrees, so it's pretty good, with some clouds, and you can see everything coming up. And a lot of these things are just accessed by right-clicking. So I can see hourly data. So here's 10 p.m. to 6, 10 p.m. So you can see hour by hour data. And we go back to right click, so you can pin this city and move between cities, which is really nice. So let's get out of this application, if I can. You'll have to excuse my slowness because this is a new application. Like I said, so there we go. We're out of weather, and you can see that it updates itself right here, so you don't have to actually go into the application. Let's go into stocks. Looks like everything's working now that I made the screen bigger. And we can add new stocks here. We have the Dow, NASDAQ, sorry, the Dow, NASDAQ, and Microsoft, and the stocks already loaded for you, and you can see how our stocks did. Everybody was up today, so that was pretty good. And you can show you data, and you can plot out different data. So that looks really sleek and slim. Tweet-O-Rama, or Tweet at Rama, is, I guess, Windows Twitter client they'll add. Let's add my Twitter account, and let's tweet right now from Windows 8. So we're going to enter my Twitter account, authorize the application. Oh, let's try entering my password correctly. Authorize. There we go. Now it's opening up Twitter, and it'll show me my timeline here, my recent tweets. And I'm going to do a tweet now. Hello. I don't know. This is my first tweet from Windows. I can spell Windows right. 8. And then I can tweet it, and it'll be sending the tweet. You can attach a picture if you want to, and you can scroll through your timeline here, and you can interact with the tweet. You can retweet them, or you can right-click and copy the tweet. You can click on somebody, and it'll open up a web page to show you. So we'll go back here. You can see that the stock has updated itself. It doesn't look like it's happening for Twitter. And then you can go into news, so you can add different feeds here. These are Microsoft's feeds that they promote. You can see Business Insider, Autoblog, XKCD. And you can choose different ones too. So let's just do those two and click Done. And basically, we'll be able to view feeds in a very interesting way. So we can look at XKDC, and we can just flip through them, which is very nice. And we can read and laugh, because XKCD is very funny to laugh at. Going back out here, we can go to Socialite, which is for Facebook. So it's, again, Microsoft's way of having their own custom application, if I can remember. So we're going to log on. Oh, I lost my name device, so just go wait. Now I'll probably get an email notification. Let's allow. So now you can see my news feed, photos. Um, Obviously, right now, these are just stock photos that they're sending in. But I assume that maybe they'll update when you're through doing things. So I can view my profile here, what everybody's done, people, and I can write on my wall, which is very nice. And you can go back and browse through it. So it's a very um, cool looking way to go through it. And you can see a little preview here of it updating. There's also the Windows 8 store, which is coming soon because this is only the developer preview, which will be a lot like, I believe, the Mac App Store. So you'll be able to go in there and search and download different apps, such as probably Twitter will have a Twitter app and all that fun stuff. Now let's get into some of these games, I assume. So let's open up this 5. Not sure what this is. Oh, I know this game. This is a very interesting game, maybe. No, I don't know this game. So I can't really explain the game because I don't know the game. But you catch the drift. You also have a makeshift piano in here. Again, this developer preview was released to people with tablets. So if you have a tablet, this is going to be great for that. As you've heard, it can boot up in 8 seconds. So we're going to try that at the end of this video. I'm going to shut it down and try starting it back up, and we'll see how it goes. So you can see here it's loading up the piano app. And you can see here that we can start playing the piano. We can change different types, and it looks like it's loading it up or looking for some touch. So you can play around with the piano. There's paint, or I guess what they call it, paint play. So we can go in here and look at paint play. So we can go and draw and be funny. So we can change color. We can change the size. Maybe do it really big. You can see it's kind of transparent. You can definitely set your transparency, so you can make it untransparent, so it can be light. And you can change what it is. You can do like maybe a crayon, I guess that's what the effect is called, or eraser, so you can start erasing stuff. So it's just paint, glorified paint. Moving on, we can go back here and Labyrinth. Going through all these, so feel free to skip ahead because there'll be a lot more to talk about after I go through these. So I'm just quickly going through them all. Because this is the developer preview, and many of you may want to view the developer preview, but can't necessarily. So it looks like this is a pinball game where you're trying not to touch the edges, which I'm doing really bad at, and then getting to the finish line. So that's a pretty interesting game. Next up, we have Mopod, which is probably a podcasting listening application. So if you had your podcast, you can come in here and look and listen while you're doing stuff. And then we have PicStream, which I believe would be self-serving, as it's going to be using Flickr to view your photos. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think we should go into it. Tile puzzle, again, you can see it, or it's self-explanatory. Near Me, I would assume that Near Me would be an application to find other computers near you. So if you're in a group and you want to find a friend who's right beside you who also has Windows 8, they can definitely load into this and be able to find you and do file share or play a game together, because it's all about collaborative gaming. So I'm not sure if it will find anything, or I guess Near Me is not what I think it is, and it's location services, so you can find adventure locations near me. So you can see vans and Liberty Park in California, where I am not based. So I don't know why I think so in California, because I'm definitely not. Alarms, self-explanatory. don't think I need to go into it. I'm sure that I know what alarms is. Zero Gravity is another game, so we don't really have to go into the game. And then we have Measure It and Treehouse, and then another game. More games again with flashcards. Oh, you have notepads and ink pads, so you can use your fingers to type with or write with. And I believe that's as far right as we can go. We'll go look at note space here. So if you're a big note taker. I'm not a very big note taker on the computer very much. I like to have physical notes that I can actually look at. But we can go ahead and take a peek at note space if it loads up. So you can start creating notes in this virtual space here. So I have this note here, and I can probably right-click or maybe double-click. There we go. And you can have different settings, and you can create different notes, and you have this huge space where you can create notes. So you can have fun with that. One last thing, we'll go over the ink pad. And I think that will do it for us. Again, I believe InkPad would be self-explanatory because they were giving this out in a developer preview. You're able to use your fingers because it was in a tablet. Overall, I'm liking Windows 8. I'm going along with this with you guys right now, and I really love Windows 8. It's a nice operating system to get to know because it is advancing from the Windows platform. And the Windows platform does have a long way to go, and they've been amazing at what they've been doing, especially with their tablets and their operating system. I mean, Windows Vista was kind of but then Windows 7 was amazing. Windows 8 is living up to that, even though this is a developer preview. And I kind of just closed out of that by accident. I was going to show you guys, so let me go back into InkPad here. And see, if you had your fingers, you could be writing notes. And you can kind of see that I'm like, when I go around, it'll actually smooth out the lines when I'm done. So I think that's all that I should probably show you. I don't know if there's anything else. Let's go into the build windows, I guess, because this is developer preview build. This will give us more information on building and what we should do with it. So we'll take a look at this real quick. I know this is going to be a boring video, maybe for some of you people, but I know some people who would love to see Windows 8 but can't necessarily run it in a VM can definitely skip around in this video and see what the Windows 8 developer preview is all about, because this is a lot of information to take in with a new operating system. Every new operating system is going to be a lot to take in when you're talking about something new. This is definitely something new, something different from Microsoft. So we're loading into build right now, or at least attempting to load into build right now. So all we have is a green screen. So maybe we could superimpose ourselves over it or something. I don't know what would happen. I assume this is going to be a lot of build information for building applications and telling you how you can start making your own Windows applications. Heck, Logic Lounge might even have their own builded application within the App Store when Windows 8 comes out. But we'll see. There's nothing out there too far just yet. I guess this would be a good time right now to tell you guys you can contact me anytime. LogicLounge.com is the contact form there. You can also view our latest blog posts. But if you want to talk to me directly, shoot me an email, Creighton@LogicLounge.com. I always respond to you guys because I love your questions coming in. I answer any tech questions that you might have or anything like that. Be able to follow me on Twitter. Twitter is where I produce most of my content, twitter.com/Creighton. If you want to follow Logic Lounge, twitter.com/Logic Lounge, pretty self-explanatory. You can visit us Facebook, facebook.com/Logic Lounge. What else do we have? YouTube.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where this video is going up right now. Maybe if it wasn't so slow. And Google+. You can just search Creighton Miller on Google+, and you'll be able to find me there. So it doesn't look like this developer preview is going to be loading up anytime soon. And actually, I think it might be crashing on me. Oh joy. So you'll be able to see the first Windows 8 crash on the YouTube video. Let's see what it does. I've got a black screen right now, so I don't know what's happening. So it might be crashing. This is not a bad VM. I mean, it's 8 gig. It's a 2 gig VM. 2 gigs of memory, that is. So let's try to load up into build one more time. If not, it'll probably just crash again, and we'll say, eh. It's nothing that special, I wouldn't think. If it is, I'll post pictures of it or something, or do a different video. But other than that, I'll just tell you guys, this is Windows 7, even though you do have a desktop here, so you can definitely do more with your desktop background. So that is the Windows 8 developer preview. It's definitely a step forward for Microsoft. It's nothing like Windows Vista or that incremental thing where every other operating system is good. Windows Me, XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, you get the picture, right? So that is Windows 8. It should be out in a couple of months, maybe a year or two, but it's right around the corner, and it's something that everybody might want to have, or might make Mac users, such as me, switch back to Windows 7. So check it out if you want to. It's the Windows 8 developer preview. So check it out and tell us what you think. Tell me what you think of Windows 8. I think at least that it's a good operating system, and you guys should check it out too. Again, email me with your questions. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, whatever you guys can. Just Google Creighton, and you can find anything social that I'm on. So until next week, we'll see you guys later.